Hello everybody, it's me, Jim! You can call me Jimbo. Welcome back to Stanley Parable. Stanley, he couldn't make it today, so, you know. It's me, Jim! We're gonna do some, showing around the office, part 2. Because, we got a new office and it's looking hella sweet. How you guys doing? It's kind of my first day at the job, so, you know.
This is the story
Don't judge
of
me.
a man named Stanley.
Stanley's pretty cool, though.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others
Stanley's so cool, man. Wish I could be like
Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say
Why would they
hi.
do that?
Never in
Stanley.
all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Alright. How you guys doing all? Hope you're doing great. I'm having a day, you know
All of his
how it be.
coworkers were gone.
We're gonna check out the new content.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting
Obviously.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Says right here, new content.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
I already made the first choice. That's okay. I already did like a stream on Monday, so we kind of played through the original game. That was very funky. Now it's a little bit, with the Deluxe edition, it's a little bit more open worldish.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be.
Do we have to do
The
new content
original
again?
Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should
Why
live
not?
up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable
Nice.
2.
Doo! Stanley Parable 2! Let's go.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience.
Brain.
Built from the
Where
ground
can I
up.
get one?
Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Now, to be clear,
Yeah.
I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
No, I don't have a brain. I'm just a nervous system, you know. Or nerve system? Maybe also nerve. Whatever. Shut up. Hey, look, it's a statue of me, Jim. Hi, I'm Jim. How's it going? Okay, yeah. First things first, I gotta go and get the bucket. Stanley really loved the bucket, and I think it's a great tool to show new
A
people
common complaint
around the
of
office.
Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true.
Yes.
As long as you hold on to the bucket,
Give me the
the
bucket.
many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel
Give me the
perfectly normal and perhaps
Come on,
even
man.
comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms.
Is the dialogue every time worth it? I don't know.
It's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it?
Yes.
The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they?
How could Jim get
All
even
this and more
handsomer than this?
awaits
What the hell?
you in the Stanley Parable 2.
What the hell are you talking about? We're gonna go to
Does
the
anyone give out
bottomless well
awards
again?
for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
I think we've done that to a great extent last time, so I will, I mean, it's very tempting. It's really, really tempting, but yeah. What is up here? I wanna check out me, Jim. That's me, Jim. Look at me. Don't we look like just the same? Jim looks kind of sad though. What do you mean? You're supposed to hold the bucket like this. Photoby, come on. Do you not hold buckets like this? Come on now. Collect them all. Can you find them? Can you find them? But can you find them? Okay. Find all the Jimmies? Wait. Is that Stanley? I thought I would at least get some recognition. Why would Jimbo not get some recognition? Come on now.
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them.
Awesome.
I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Understandable. Will do. Whoa, this gives me some Dark Souls vibes. I don't know, man. Weird. I kind of want to not pick it up, but it's a collectible. Ah! That's not very Stanley Parable-like. But okay.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
I agree. Anyway, welcome to the showcase 2. Nice. Jump circle. Hell yeah. Wait, no.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean?
Ultra Deluxe.
But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement. All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Oh, we're moving on. Yeah. Gotta push some buttons on this back. The bucket is not collectible. Yeah, exactly. When you remember the bucket is necessary too for the main story. What? What? Wait a minute. Can I go back with the bucket? Is that a thing I can do? I'm just too curious now. Come on. Aw, man. Okay. What about some merch? Come on. The end is never the end. This t-shirt is the best new feature. Nice. They're back. 2 doors. Okay. Damn it. Fine. I'll move on. Wait. Very artistic. Concrete contemplating. What? Contemplation. What does that mean? Are they looking at concrete and you're like, bruh, concrete. Nice. Remember the door that said no buckets beyond this point? I remember. Yeah, I don't know about the Fortnite stream. Whenever Demi gets in, maybe, sometimes, maybe, I'm gonna have to reconsider because, bruh, Fortnite, come on.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all
Do I
of
look
the
like
new
12
features?
years old?
Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly
Jim,
these features
Jimbo.
will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Gotcha.
Okay. Are you ready?
Sure.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
It's a whole.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement.
No, give me the whole. No.
Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Stanley told me all about the whole.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything.
Okay.
I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it.
Like
Tastefully, of
what?
course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen.
Yeah.
A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
What the hell? I came so far. Who made that rule? I don't know. I don't know who would be against buckets, not gonna lie. It's weird. Okay.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Is this the same again?
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room.
Seems the same again. Okay. Okay, what
All of his co-workers
changed?
were gone. What could it mean?
Did anything change?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting. Perhaps he had simply missed. Stanley picked up the bucket.
Bucket! Bucket! Woo! Let's go! We're just gonna ignore this balloon. That's working on it. Okay. Where's the new content? I guess the new content is the
Stanley
bucket.
touched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I don't know. What do you think, Bucket? He said right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the Bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Exactly.
And here it was. Had the Bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the Bucket turned out to be.
Bucket is MVP, man. What can I say? Bucket really likes to be in here.
Truly, being here with the Bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the Bucket had inspired.
Good times, man.
Perhaps this was where the Bucket felt most truly at home. Here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a Bucket can even feel at home.
Possibly. I don't know.
Stanley decided to just give the Bucket absolutely as much time as it needed to be in the lounge. Clearly, the Bucket and the employee lounge shared a special connection.
Exactly. Man, it's already 10. Damn. You were joking? What do you mean?
But
Okay.
finally, the Bucket was done being in the lounge.
Bucket had
and
enough
they took
coffee.
the first open door on their left to get back to business.
Yeah,
No,
Said the Bucket.
exactly.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo
Okay,
lift.
Bucket.
Good.
Said the Bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this Bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because Buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the Bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the Bucket asked.
Bucket wouldn't want to go up there. I know Bucket's feelings. Come on. We all do. So where does this go?
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point."
Well, this is where
Stanley,
Bucket
how
wanted
could you
to
think
go.
it was okay to bring the Bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
I don't know, man. Can't just... Bucket just really wants to rebel at this point, and he wants to go through that door. Come on. Don't fight the Bucket. The Bucket is directly related to like half of the endings? What? Swords are lot. Maybe. Is this a oh, no. Bucket, don't listen to them.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios.
Okay.
And you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket.
Gotcha.
Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Oh god. Bucket, what do you think? What was that? There's only one bucket? Gotcha.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket,
Awesome.
not an actual bucket.
Uh-oh.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
He says imposter.
Correct. It is a
See.
3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Yep. Okay. We're doing great, Bucket. Come on. Focus.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Uh-oh, he's really struggling now. He tends to say no, but he's not sure. No.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
Damn.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
It is a bucket. It's a bucket in the making. It's like halfway through the production stages, and the final product is gonna be a bucket, so yes. Damn.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth.
What?
I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible.
Fine.
Let's just move on to the next one.
Okay. Come on, Bucket. We could have done better. You know it.
Is this a bucket?
I think not.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
Come on, Bucket. We are losing.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
He said, listen to the chat. What is chat saying? Come on, guys. We need to figure this out. Leave. Leave is the pussy strat. We're not gonna leave. God damn. I mean, the handle on it, it seems rather real. I'm not sure about the hinges though. Just the overall like structure of it. I think this could be a tractor after all. Okay.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
He got us.
Item. Wait,
Okay.
hold on. I can't find the next one.
Whatever he
It should
says
be around here
is
somewhere.
yes.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
You're not asking me or Stanley. I'm Jim. I'm Jimbo. And this is Bucket. You're asking Bucket. So is Bucket nothing? I think Bucket is a lifestyle, honestly. So it's not a physical thing. It's more of a mindset, you know?
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out.
Why?
I've lost all sense of perspective.
Come on.
What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago, I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go. What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket? Oh my God, I had no idea.
How could... except me? I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now.
Bucket.
It's
It's a
delightful to get
lifestyle.
some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Wait, what did you say? I don't know.
All of his co-workers were gone.
All
What
gone.
did it mean? Stanley decided
Bucket!
to go to the meeting room. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Yes. Bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Yeah.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yeah.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket
Wasn't.
was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
I know, man. Bucket really doesn't like meetings, so I'll just slowly back off. He kind of hissed at me. That was a little scary. So let's head down.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Hold me tight, Bucket. I think this is trickery.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Who drove that truck? It's not the same. It's just not the same. Come on. It's just a fake recreation of the broom closet. Disappointed.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Yes! It's back!
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue? Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
Is that a mannequin safe for Twitch? Good question. Is VR chat for Twitch? I would never dare to play VR chat on Twitch. Like, what the hell? I mean, I have not played it in general, but it seems like a terrible... No, not terrible, but horrific place to be. Rather scary. Confusing. All that. Maybe with the safety of my bucket, I could hang in there, but VR chat
Don't you
is
get it,
creepy.
Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me, it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the bucket destroyer does?
What
Surely
does
you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready. Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the bucket destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the bucket destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of bucket destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the bucket destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the bucket destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and... The bucket destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Bruh. No.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Okay, well, okay. Closet, I mean,
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door
bracket
of his
room. Wait, where's the bracket room?
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss, Stanley. Can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
Damn.
I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years.
Yeah,
Let
years.
him have it.
Yeah. Bucket and I are friends. Broom closet, get off my back.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things. All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate.
Nice.
See? I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket.
But is it a real bucket?
That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
Now it's official. It is a bucket.
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display.
True.
You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Yeah. Cool. Hey Pancakes, how's it going? Welcome in. We like to see the bucket, that's right. So anyway. Nope. No new dialogue? Sag. Oh, I never went downstairs.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Yeah.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He
That's
looked
ridiculous.
down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all.
Yeah.
That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it.
Give me a
Far
bucket!
off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me!
No!
The bucket!
Huh?
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley! Find
No!
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad. ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Okay. This is unacceptable. I'm gonna get a bucket. This is dumb. Got my own bucket now. Stupid, I will not hand over my bucket ever again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Game, who do you think
Stanley
you are?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a... Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Both arms. It's plastic. True, it's not the same.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Upsetting.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he
I feel like I judged my bucket too soon, too harshly.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember,
Yay.
no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
Hell
you can't
yeah.
buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So,
Oh,
I implore
interesting.
you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Gotcha. Should do the same ending with him without the bucket. I don't know, sounds risky.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Damn it.
Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
Okay.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Damn.
Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
I don't think
Yes,
so.
this is certainly the most logical explanation.
I mean, Bucket is quite. He knows a lot. His wisdom is stunning.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini Stans? Stanley figs? Or what about Stanlerines?
Nah,
Yes,
man.
I think I like that.
No.
Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Bad. Bad. Okay. Time for elevator. Do we got funky music again?
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
I bet. Bucket, please stay on my side.
Stanley
Don't
and
just
the bucket
disappear
walked
again.
straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Don't go there, Bucket said. Okay.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
No, Bucket would never allow this to happen. Come on, Bucket.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Yeah.
At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Yeah, listen. We either gonna make it, or we both die. Bucket has second thoughts. But I don't. What the hell?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
What do you mean?
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
No, it wasn't. Say?
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are
Did you
radiant
take my
in their
bucket?
own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Where took my bucket? Where took my bucket? The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You're standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within. A cavernous void. Listen, this sounds very personal. Why? But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes fully enriched and substantiated. Damn, that's words. Damn, stop with the words. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourselves and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit, or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were, in ignorance and darkness? Well, like you said, the inside of me is how did you put it? A cavernous void. So where's my bucket? Give me my bucket. Where's my bucket?
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see
Give me
that
the bucket.
is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
No, I'm gonna take your bucket. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Hey, Realms, this is not Stanley. Yeah, Stanley took a day off. I'm sorry. I'm Jimbo over here. At your service. Hey, Nick, how's it going, man? Welcome in. How you doing? Thank you for stopping by. This game is, it makes you question a lot about buckets. Definitely. So, it's very interesting. We all stink. What? Oh. Oh, the bucket. Oh, the ancient transcripts of the bucket. A bucket with 2 handles? What? This bucket is depicted as having 2 handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year dozens are put to death just for attempting it. Bruh. Just imagine all the possibilities with having 2 handles. Damn. What do we have here? 25 buckets. Something like that. A photograph of 25 buckets. The greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced catatonic? What does that mean? Shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria from exposure to this and many buckets at once. Man. Yeah, don't do too many buckets at once, kids. It's not right. Inferno bucket, a replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerful, alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died. Billions! Damn! And yet, in spite of it all, the simple fact remains: no one can control a bucket. Wow. It was definitely too powerful for me. Man, they celebrated the bucket. They collected stuff with the bucket. What an interesting use of a bucket. And then... oh wait, start here. They're like, oh no, shh, there's like stuff. And there's like, hey, I got a bucket. And then they're dancing because bucket was the solution all along. And then... I don't know, this is too cryptic for me. Cave drawing! While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Damn. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worth it, or worthy of its treasure. Wow. What the heck is this up there? He's just walking away with the bucket. That's irresponsible.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Bucket, no, what do you mean overrated? What are you crazy? The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance, inevitably, is for our own good. No. But now! Bucket. I got it. Bucket time?
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
You
Let
must have to know.
Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine.
No!
Don't reset the game.
Bucket
Don't give him
wouldn't
another
want this.
opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket.
Bucket
we
will
can
not
save the
allow
world's
this.
buckets from their treatment as tools
No,
and
no, no, no,
implements.
no.
If only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
This doesn't make any sense in the story. Don't tell me I am the bucket now and I'm gonna pick up Stanley.
Stanley decided to go to the
Okay.
meeting room to check on his co-workers.
Whoa!
He never functioned well by himself and constantly
Figurine
needed
finder
support and
security.
guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
Is the way of the bucket the correct way? The faithful way, is it? I mean, it says property of Stanley, but... Who am I
Stanley
kidding?
picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone.
Who am I
again,
kidding?
Not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I'm gonna take bucket home. You cannot stop me. Whoa! How can we find the bottom text? Let's go. There will be a reward for finding them all. Lies! Stop kidding yourselves! I want them so much! I want to go home. Who are you? 666 lol. There will be cleaning of this wall required. Facts. Places to search. Mission status. Inside of a sequel exhibit. A large room. Lots of boxes. Stairs. Something to do with stairs. Somewhere both red and blue. Nearby fireplace. A private but smelly place. For an important person. Gotta collect them all. Is this some kind of game? I don't know. There must be a point to this. Warehouse access plan. What? Produce one plank to allow ease of access past fence. Construct bridge to allow collection of shiny float. Retrieve Chris's remains from warehouse floor. Construct new structurally sound bridge. We need more planks. Interesting. Trust the completionist instinct. I don't know, man. Okay. I'm receiving a lot of mixed signals here.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay, I need some elevator. Hello? Upstairs, please, thank you. There we go. How you guys doing? Oh, we arrived. Right at the boss's office. How convenient.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding
Maybe.
him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Do you know Fliff or Fly? I do. I don't want to talk about it. Yeah. How do you know that? What the hell? How are that so random? You're gonna give me bad feedback. Don't do it. 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 It's not worth it. Don't do it. Bruh, what is happening with stupid camera? Okay, you're not automatic. Whoa, whoa! Chill. No. Good. don't change brightness anymore, please? Thank you. Okay. New official service came out. What the hell? How? How is this still
Stanley and
alive?
the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
They're re-releasing. Interesting.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored.
Where
like
is
guinea
427
pigs.
actually?
The bucket
I
had
don't pay
never seen
attention.
anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
420. It's me. Nobody's home though. Maybe I should have left the bucket in there. Sounds like I don't like it. Now I'm just surprised that it would have
Was
come
the
back.
bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could
Relatable.
trust no one except for the bucket.
True.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world.
Yep.
They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Ain't bucket ain't playing around, huh? Can you do stuff here? Well, it was like buttons. Maybe I should press them. 1, 2, 2. Yeah. Good talk. Okay. 2. Where's 3? 3 don't exist. There's a button up there I can't get to. 3. 4. Don't tell me it's the one button up there. Come on, bucket, tell me. Where is it? Why are you not helping me now? Come on now. You piece. It's probably the button up there. How do I get up there? Well. I guess I just don't. I don't know. It wasn't meant to be. I'm so confused. Oh, well, Bucket says I have to move on. So we move on. Red heading out. Red, have a good one, man. Thank you for hanging around. Remember the stairwell.
When at last they came to
Well,
the
well,
source
well.
of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this
Bucket's the
horrible
boy.
place
No!
and to everything it stood for.
Bucket belongs to me. Bam. And the bucket and I, we're gonna live
Stanley and the
happily
bucket
ever after.
waited in blackness. Was it over?
It sure what?
Yes.
Sure is over.
They had done it. Stanley
yeah.
and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door.
True.
The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate.
What?
Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with
That's
one
right.
another to lean on, to trust, to support, and... What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped?
Yeah, let me
Was
out.
Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
What? No!
Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket.
No.
Part with the bucket.
Open.
No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
What? 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 Okay, I'm about to find out. Oh, bucket.
The good old bucket.
Yeah, good old bucket.
Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together.
Yeah.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
No, okay. Where do I go now? Beware the false prophet. Wait, there's a false collectible? Disgusting.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers.
Oh, come on.
If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
I have a feeling you're lying to me. You do have stickers. Just give them to me, please, Mr. Narrator. Well, that's disappointing.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Hey!
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines
stickers.
and Figlies. What do you think,
Figlies.
Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Okay.
But Stanley just
Alright.
couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good will come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground.
No.
Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley!
Now, where are you? Bucket!
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly...
It's a double-handed
he
bucket.
was dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Bonk. What glowing bucket? There was no glowing bucket.
Of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work.
Mariella is Mariella, don't you know?
Her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away,
Sad.
she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad,
I felt
ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself.
Heck yes.
My life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
As you do. As you do. Alright. I will make an actual effort now to get the Stanlerines. But not without my trust bucket.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be... Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I forgot where the blue red door...
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
said the bucket.
Now ride the lift
Where's
all the way to the
where's
top.
the blue
There's something up
door?
there I need you to do.
Oh.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
That's right. Dark room. Woo.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Bucket wouldn't say that. I don't know, Bucket.
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone?
Bucket wouldn't say that.
Were you trying to resist the Bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the Bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket.
You don't understand,
Can't
Bucket.
you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body.
Fuck.
These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then
Hey, Looney.
spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor.
I'm alright,
Speak the
Looney.
entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in
Everyone
your
was
loudest
thinking that.
possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm Dunny with
Good.
the funny.
This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invaders who threaten our very existence and who very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery.
Okay.
Come along, let's head back.
Should be concerned you don't know what we're talking about. Nobody knows.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd.
No,
What
it's
a
real.
Hilarious concept.
Stop.
The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now.
Bucket
Well, I
is
wouldn't
real.
be the king of comedy, that's for sure.
Shut it.
The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
Okay, how do I How do I... Wait, it's gone? Eh? Eh? It's gone. Okay. Okay. Fine. We move on. Hello?
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Gotcha.
What? We're back at the phone already?
Yeah.
No, what's going on? There was supposed to be several rooms leading up to this.
That's fine.
There was supposed to be a build-up to this point, a dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land.
Sad.
Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the 2 doors room.
Yeah.
What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think
just the bucket is too strong for you.
I think I need to
That's
go
what I'm
back
thinking.
and rewatch that
No,
instructional video
take me.
again.
No. No, I'll pick up the
Surely
phone.
That will help me improve my...
Please not.
Here we go.
Oh,
You
God.
ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
It's not my bucket. It's not my bucket. Oh no.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
A storm is brewing.
What? We're back at the phone already? No.
Oh, I guess that's that.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the
Rain-
bucket came to a set
rain
of
would be
2
nice.
open
Let me
doors,
check.
they entered the door on the left.
Ooh, oh, hoppala. So, just in case I'm disconnecting, you know. It's fine, probably.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault,
What?
Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
No, I just want my bucket back.
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery?
Stanley doesn't even have a
Pale
bucket.
with shame. Pale with shame. Pale... What's
Stop.
another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal, I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
Okay, That's another playthrough done?
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Oh, okay. Boop. They forgot to turn off the PC. Stupid. Boop. It's the real bucket.
A strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction.
Yes. That's right.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
What do you mean chuck it into the void? There is no chucking. How dare you? No, it doesn't work like this. Okay. Somewhere both red and blue. A large room of bunk. Okay, so I know where they are. How do I get to them? Well, we know. The agenda. How can you tell you've spotted one? What makes them float in the air? Who took these pictures of them? True. Follow clues provided by employee 416. We can do it. Red room? In the red room. Figure leads are hard to find. Okay.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers.
He's lying.
If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Where? I forgot where the rooms are. No, this is not it. Definitely not it. Do I have to not have the bucket? But that would be absurd. That would be just silly.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes,
Disobey?
This
What?
is certainly the most logical explanation.
I thought. I wonder how you get the other bucket though. The other bucket. The other Stanley Figley.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
I mean, I know it's not this way.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, but of course, Stanley and the bucket thought better of it and realized they simply had too much to live for.
True. But this is also not it. Now I'm confused.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television.
Oh, shit. Holy dude. Okay. Yeah, it's probably fine. Okay, I have to. Gotta start speedrunning.
The embrace of an old friend. Oh, Stanley clutched the bucket
Okay.
tightly to his chest. This was
Gotta
not
get the
correct way to
figglies.
meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was.
Yeah.
Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room.
Plank.
Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
There we go.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figure Anarines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figure Anarines. None of us can.
True. Okay, now I just gotta find the doors. Where does it go? Woo! Will this actually lead me to where I need to be? Go? Whatever. What the hell? Cassettes. I love them. Kinda ashamed to admit that I used them in my life. I had some sick mixtapes though. Actually, my brother did. I just remember rewinding these bad boys over and over. Man, those were the times. Narrator dialogue. Wait, you all say narrator dialogue. What am I? Okay, don't. It's fine. Yeah. Lost cat. There's a reward. Gene. Come here, Gene. Where are you? Oh.
Okay, this is day number 295.
Why are these cutscenes so
Take
laggy?
number. I don't even know. I've lost track.
I don't understand.
Nothing feels real anymore. The
about to get
longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling.
That's the point.
And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense.
You don't understand the way of the
There's
bucket.
no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels
It's
so...
the entire stream that's laggy. I don't know why. It's just during these cutscenes.
What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket.
True.
This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get me.
Who labeled this evidence?
What's that? Who's there?
Uh-oh. Is that the bucket that murdered him? Bucket doesn't like to be sold? And his name is Garampadampa? Damn.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started.
Ha.
And if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
It rains, huh? It hurts to move on without the bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Do I even...
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, but eager to get back to business.
Do I even get
Stanley
the
took
figurines
first
with
open door on his left.
without the bucket? Is the blank
Stanley
here?
was so bad at following
Blank is here.
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
So I think I
Look,
remember
Stanley,
where
I think
the
perhaps
thing
we've
is.
gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
That's fine.
Someone you've forgotten about.
What?
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do
Oh, yeah,
want to
that's
help
why I
you,
couldn't go
to
here.
show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
And there it is, the last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Come on. What is this? Where's that?
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me
I gotta
stop
fall
you.
with the bucket.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
Sorry.
Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Wait, do we get to play with balls again?
Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing.
Give it the balls
because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices?
No.
Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do
Sleep
with that?
Meccano? No!
But I guess it isn't my place to
I
judge.
think there's no real good
Here,
outcome
based
here.
on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfect,
Okay, Meccano, have a
I
good
think
night,
I've
man.
knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Thank you for vibing.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Hell yeah.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Okay.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail.
Oh no.
It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
Okay.
Be sure to keep notes on your
4 hours,
experience.
easy. Watch out, baby! No!
You heartless bastard. Did
Oh,
you
well.
do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
I don't
Because
know.
if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over.
Oh, come on.
Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here?
Oh, God. Time for Firewatch again.
Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Hey.
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley?
I don't know.
What's our backstory?
Never seen this.
What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your
Who
creep
Firewatch
tower,
is the
perhaps for some
Firewatch?
sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Open world game. Why am I so slow?
Oh no. No, it can't be.
This way surely will
It
work
is.
this time.
It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
Okay.
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that.
Was that the Minecraft door opening sound?
That big open,
I don't
just
know.
wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow.
Why is
You
this
can just
lagging?
go in any.
Brie.
Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay.
I just
I'm going
watched
to
the
get us
floor.
out of
It's
here.
not lagging.
Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls.
Walls!
Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Oh, walls. I thought balls.
Okay. I think this will be just the thing.
Yay!
Wonderful.
Why is this
See, this is
laggy? I don't
exactly what I had
understand.
in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Woo!
Okay, so
Yeah.
what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball?
Sports
Stanley,
ball?
I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Can I just move on immediately? Good.
Hold on. What are you doing?
I'm moving on. Woo!
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley.
Ah, come on. I can do it. Well, Bucket could do it, but I don't have Bucket in this playthrough, so it's a little weird. Oh well. It's probably fine though, right? Welcome to my basement. This is where I stream from. Hello. Oh, hey, it's my office. 427. I just noticed. I don't know why does it lag in like in these alternative game thingies?
I wonder what
It's
he
weird.
found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back.
Creepy.
The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Okay. Okay. I want to fall off with the bucket. Ah!
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines.
Oh.
Those figglers.
Yeah.
I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness?
Sure.
Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Oh, God. Not the memory zone. Now remembering when Stanley found the collectibles. Oy, 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 oy. It's not gonna be good.
Here's where it all began.
True.
The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure,
Yeah.
it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Mine.
And here was a second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the boss's bathroom.
Well, you know.
did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Thank you, I guess. Boss office under stairs.
Okay, let's do a little quiz.
Oh, God.
Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can you remember?
Definitely not under the stairs. Surely not.
Hey, that's exactly right.
What?
It was here, behind the boss's office.
Yeah.
It was the third one.
Yeah.
You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Exactly. This game is such a mindfuck. Yeah,
Let's
it's...
see, what came next?
I just find it funny.
Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh, well, I can't
True.
actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Exactly. Yep, that's where we got the 4th one. Or 10th one? I don't know. Let's see. Ah, yes, the box room.
This was the 5th mini stand, and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate
Oh,
the
boy.
occasion. Enjoy.
Yes! Let's go! Oh my god. Movie Maker! Movie Maker tutorials! Dude. I made videos like this. Everyone did. Back in those days. Ah, yes. And the standard light blue background. I love it. This is so good. Good job, narrator. Man. A one-man
Takes you back,
production
doesn't it?
team.
I spent a lot of time making that video,
Yep.
but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Ah, that was so good. Holy dude. Nice.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected.
And we were
It was
done.
a moment unlike any other.
Ah.
Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
No, it wasn't.
And then there was no more.
What the heck?
Because we've caught up to the
What the
present
heck?
moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone.
Bruh! What is this?
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards.
The past.
We'll do the Memory Zone again from the opposite direction.
No.
See how that feels.
Oh, okay. It's weird.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the Memory Zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going, I want more.
Okay. Please don't play the video again.
And here's where I made that video.
No.
Don't you remember
No,
the video we
no,
watched?
no. Oh my god. Okay, pretty good video.
I love that video.
Yes. Alright. Obviously, the pink room.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one.
Are you
Good
sure?
room, though. A solid room.
I agree.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Exactly what I'm saying. I mean, I was just being taught the way of the bucket. Ah, come on, game. Fine, I'll go back, like you want me to.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing.
Yep.
Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Yeah, actually, what came before this? Whoa! The jumping circle!
Look, it's the terrible
Woo!
new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then. The time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now.
It's pretty good.
Look how much fun the past is. I want more.
More.
More memories.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yes. The two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this
Classic. Damn it. Oh, didn't matter. Ah, the office.
one. And
Beautiful.
before everything else, there was your office.
Ah, yes.
Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office?
I think not, no.
There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
I don't think there was anything before that.
Yes, I'm remembering something now.
Ah.
I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions, he would decide which way to go.
I didn't decide
I
anything.
would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what?
What is he saying?
Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Pork. Okay. Give me a hot second. I really gotta go to the toilet. Ah! Be right back! Ah, I'm back. And let's continue. I think I finally did something for the story. Hey. I still want to jump off with my my bucket. Oh, hello. Bucket.
The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things.
Yeah. Get rid of the bucket. What are you saying? It's crazy talk.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Yep.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes, good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Yours a
Stanley
balloon
did
up
not
there. And
question
there.
why or how this bucket was speaking to him.
Very cool.
It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets
Okay.
can't talk. But
It's the
Stanley
trust
chose
fall.
not to think about this obvious. But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
That was very touching indeed. Yeah, I would have to agree on that. Okay, what do you want me to do now? Huh. I already forgot what we did before. Oh yeah, we went to the memory zone. And then we came back here. What does it mean though? Can I be free with bucket now?
Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed.
Yeah. Okay, what do we do
Stanley
with
clutched
bucket
the
now?
bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I think I want to break free. Well, let's go to the meeting room. Actually, let's go to the meeting room. Yeah.
Still no one was here.
Wait, it's
Stanley
back to
needed
normal.
the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
No more talk about figurines.
Stanley, we must move on from this
Okay.
broom closet, simply because I have no remaining Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's
Okay.
office.
Let's just follow the story. How about that? Let's see how this plays out.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Sheer
Was
luck.
it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
No figurine, damn it. Okay. So we're headed down to the surveillance room, right? No, wait, to the mind control factory. Yeah. Okay. And we don't want to escape.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Uh-huh.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Man, I love Bucket. Bucket is just such a gentleman. Where would I be without Bucket?
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs.
Jump off this platform?
The bucket had never seen anything like this,
How?
and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Ramp up? Oh. Nice.
Just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility,
funky.
he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void below. Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall.
Thank you, Bucket.
Now,
Oh,
what
it's
to
got
do
my back.
next? Stanley wondered. Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and relaxed. It really wasn't so bad down here. A bit cold, perhaps.
Nice.
After some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves as well, and a sort of kitchenette
Living
that was
the life.
useful for when the bucket was craving paninis. But it wasn't until the rugs and the standing lamps came in that it really started to feel like a home.
Nice.
In fact, after some time, Stanley realized that it had been ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully explore what was up there, never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility. This lack of closure began to eat at him.
What?
Soon he was dwelling on his regrets.
Come
And
on.
the state of their home slowly decayed.
I'm
as
with
Stanley
Bucket.
became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning.
Of course.
Unsettled the bucket deeply. Stanley wasn't usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again, staying on the path. It was a mistake to leave the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending. This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible.
Yeah, it's
Yet
the bucket way of
Stanley
living.
was unconsolable. This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed. True, it wasn't an ending. But it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually.
Yeah.
It's what the bucket was counting on. The two of them waited for a very long time.
Okay.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
No. Who's there? Hello? Okay, bucket, we're gonna make it.
It takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley checked his ego and then proceeded onward.
Okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Let's follow it through to the end now. I want to see if I can actually make it out. Now that would be nice.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office
broom
was
closet.
where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay. That was so random falling down there, not gonna lie.
Office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Sheer
Was
luck.
it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Actually, let's see. Click on door 430 5 times. Door 430. Okay.
Stanley and
Just
the
looked
bucket
at
walked
the
straight ahead
achievements.
through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
You can ramp up the starting area? Like of this?
The lights
Whoa.
rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold?
But I don't
Stanley and
I
the
don't think I
bucket
want to do
both
it here,
wondered
right?
to themselves.
I mean, it's just gotta be the same, right?
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like
How
guinea
dare.
pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Okay.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Okay, come on. I wanna break free.
But here was
Also,
the
how do you
proof.
do this?
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Oh well, I never pressed the on button on this. Wait, no, I did. Wait, no, I did. Wait, did I? Oh god. Did I press on or off? I think I did off, right? So I just put it on?
When at last they came, but at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
Yeah.
Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for
Oh
himself?
my god.
How could the bucket have betrayed him like this?
Yeah.
Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly, silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
Burps. Yeah. Cool.
Stanley
Flamingos.
flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable.
Duck! Whatever.
Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best.
I agree, that's pretty good.
And Stanley was happy.
I'm happy. Look at them burps. Adorable. What? Whatever! How dare you? Better than cat videos. Look at bucket.
Stanley cradled the bucket in a gentle embrace. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I have no idea what's left to do here. Oh wait, I have to knock on 4:30. Oops.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where, coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay, maybe let's actually escape. I say that every time, and I get distracted.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Let's actually escape. Yeah, sure. Sure thing. I hope it's not gonna be the same thingy again, where the door just doesn't open. That'll be sad.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible
Get me outta
secret
here
did this
now.
place hold?
Okay, let's see what the
Stanley and
weather
the
is
bucket
doing.
both wondered to themselves.
Okay. Actually, weather seems to be cool again. Let's go.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and
Nice.
it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls
I'm
labeled
so-
with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
How do I get up there? I want to get up there. How do I do that? How do I do that? Where's the... I don't know, man. I think this is just here to mess with me. I'm not sure. Probably not. Oh, well. One, two, three. I have no idea, man. Whatever. Let's go home. I'm sure it's time to go home. Hey, Abby, how's it going?
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was...
Let's go home. Take me home.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
Was it over?
Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place, not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
I have no idea, but I'm gonna knock on the door.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh,
5.
please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No, 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 no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
God damn it. Okay.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Come on. Why?
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley.
Hustle! I'm
I want to see
hustling.
commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
417, you got it, boss. Where is the door? 417. Stupid 417. Wait. No, huh? Where's the... Wait, there's a door. You're lying. There is no one for... Oh, there it is.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Okay, gotcha. I'm on it. Sabo, hello. How's it going? There is it.
Excellent. I think we're getting
Nice.
somewhere. Now,
Nice.
door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
415. All right. I don't know what's so special about 415, but okay.
Now, back to door number 437.
Gotcha. I'm doing great too. Thank you very much. I just...
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
The copy machine.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Why did I even...
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
Wait, where's 419? It's gotta be here.
Yes, this is great. You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
I feel humiliated.
We've almost got it. Now the copy machine, do that one again.
The game is kind of it's an experience, Umbo. It's an experience.
Finish it off, Stanley. 5 clicks on door 430.
Are we doing it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes, we did it. Oh wow,
Yes.
that felt amazing.
That felt pretty good.
Oh, you really earned it, Stanley.
Thank you.
Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks.
True.
Really now, what were you thinking?
Fair. Okay, what's the next? Oh god. 8. What does that mean? What are the other achievements? Test achievement. Description, replace this. Play the Stanley Parable for the entire duration of a Tuesday. What? Speedrun. Complete the Stanley Parable in under 4 minutes 22 seconds, not including loading times. Huh. Setting world champion. Set all setting sliders in the menu to all available numbers. Super go outside. Don't play the Stanley Parable for 10 years. Oh my god. It's funny. Set all sliders in the menu to available numbers? What? Okay. Oh no. To all of it. Oh, it just hit me. Now this is the experience. Wait, what? Is this what it means to be a great gamer? Hey, Demi, I'm gaming. Where your house is flooding? What? What are you talking, Demi? Why am I doing this?
This is the story. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
You had your septic tank back up? Wait, what? Where is a septic tank? What does that mean, Demi? Okay, I give up. Why am I doing this? What is a septic tank? Damn it, Demi! Okay, where's my... I lost my mouse. There's my mouse. I found my mouse. No, don't.
So
Stop!
that's my
Stop! Shut... Septic. Septic tank. Okay. Yeah. Personally, I store my shit in tiny little jars in my basement. Maybe that's just me though. I don't know. You gotta fix the... Your bathroom is wreck. Oh no! Oh god damn it. That's... That sucks, man. How bad was it? God, no. I mean, no pun intended, but that sounds very shitty. Wasn't terrible? Okay. Good thing. Okay. Well, I'm gonna yeet off. No. The pun was not intended, I just couldn't think of a better word. Crap would not have worked. Whatever. Listen, it was not intended. Shut up. Okay. I'm gonna go yeet. Yeet into bed. Well, maybe not. I'm not sure yet. But I will yeet outside because it's so goddamn hot in here. And I'm not open. Oh, it's so nice and cold outside. God, I hate summer. But I like an open window. The PC talked about saving up for you're buying it tonight. Oh, very nice. Dude, this is so awkward without any sounds. Perfect. Static noise. Oh god. Okay. Yeah. Let me know what you're buying, Demi. In the Discords. Drop the shit. Drop the gear in the Discord. I'm curious. But I'm gonna head out though. From the stream. I'm gonna delete. Actually, you know, can you complete this game? Is there more that I should explore? Or is this it? Is it it? I wonder. Actually, what's on the balloons? Happy 12th. Oh yeah, I remember the balloons. Whatever. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be. I think that's just gonna be it for the Stanley Parable. So, yeah, the sequel is now paused exactly, and it's also dead. All right. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Tomorrow we'll be back with some more Terraria, and on Friday with some Doom. Very nice. Good night, you guys. Stanley signing off. Actually, today was Jimbo. You can clearly tell the difference by the stash, but whatever. Okay. Goodbye. No, Demi. No. Good night. Good night. Goodbye. Good night.